Welcome to my channel, Enlightenment in the Darkness. I am Witch Hazel, and this is my familiar, Midnight. We would like to share with you today a brief history of why we dress up for Halloween. Midnight and I have found some creepy costumes to inspire your Halloween costumes for the approaching dark season. The genesis of Halloween costumes may date back over 2,000 years. Historians consider the Celtic pagan festival of Samhain, which marked summer's end and the beginning of the year's darker half in the British Isles, to be the holiday's precursor. It was believed that, during the festival, the world of the gods became visible to humans, resulting in supernatural mischief. Some people offered treats and food to the gods, while others wore disguises, such as animal skins and heads, so that wandering spirits might mistake them for one of their own. Hiding behind their costumes, villagers often played pranks on one another, but blamed the spirits. Masks and cover-ups came to be seen as means to get away with things. That's continued throughout Halloween's evolution. Christianity adopted October 31st as a holiday in the 11th century as part of efforts to reframe pagan celebrations as its own. Indeed, the name Halloween derives from All Hallows' Eve, or the day before All Saints' Day, November 1st. But many of the folkloristic aspects of Samhain were incorporated and passed on. In medieval England and Ireland, people would dress up in outfits symbolizing the souls of the dead, going from house to house to gather treats or spice-filled soul cakes. On their behalf, a Christian custom known as souling. From the late 15th century, people started wearing spooky outfits to personify winter spirits or demons and would recite verses, songs, and folk plays in exchange for food, a practice known as mumming. By the 1920s and 1930s, people were holding annual Halloween masquerades aimed at both adults and children at rented salons or family homes. Costume preparation sometimes began as early as August. Falling right between summer and Christmas, the celebration also seemed to benefit from its timing in the calendar. Continuing the tradition of old practices like souling and mumming, Halloween pranks became a common phenomenon in North America, sometimes to the point of vandalism and rioting. By the mid-1940s, the press had dubbed the nights anarchy, or its broken fences and smashed windows, at least the Halloween problem, and costumes may have partly enabled that behavior. Halloween has evolved and grown as time has passed. Dressing up for Halloween is a long tradition, starting from the days of the Celtic Samhain festival. Why do we dress up for Halloween? While the reasons for dressing up don't quite look the same as they did 1,000 years ago, the sentiment remains the same: to scare. Many mistake Halloween for being a pagan holiday due to its roots in Samhain. But Samhain and its traditions continue to play a significant role in how people celebrate Halloween in the current day, including dressing up in costumes. Originally, it was a holiday to celebrate a bountiful harvest and mark the start of winter, or the darker part of the year. During this time, those who observed believed that the door between the mortal world and the spirit world was thinnest, meaning the realm of the living was accessible to those who are dead. When not appeasing or leaving offerings to any monsters or spirits that wandered through to the mortal world, people turned to costumes to scare the spirits or visiting ancestors or even fairies that may be tempted to kidnap them. With offerings to offer goodwill and prosperity for upcoming harvests, costumes were a way to keep the monsters at bay. A half-century later, mumming became widespread, with children dressing up in garb to look like scary creatures. But the practice is more familiar than that. The children would dress up in exchange for treats or drinks. Children dressing up in furs for food or drink opened the door to new Halloween traditions. In America, harvest and fall festivals, customs, and rituals evolved. Communities gathered for harvest events, sharing stories and tales about the dead, singing and dancing, and continuing to dress up. Now as the spooks they feared, but also to scare the monsters that lingered from Samhain. By the end of the 1800s, the United States saw a dramatic rise in newcomers, most notably people from Ireland, with their own Halloween celebrations. Mingling with other European traditions, trick-or-treating in costume quickly emerged as a Halloween staple. From here, Halloween costumes shifted from a form of protection, from those trying to scare people, to everyone being scary themselves. Today, the 21st century Halloween costume is no longer about protection. Costumes are about fright, dreams, and ambitions now, from simple sheets draped overhead to carefully crafted paper mache to craft an extensive villainous octopus costume. However, costumes are moving away from their scary roots to the star of the latest superhero movie or a popular subscription service TV show. Modern costumers can look to the 1920s for thanks when businesses began to license and market popular television cartoon characters into Halloween costumes. By the mid-20th century, costumes became standard fare for Halloween, not only for children, but for adults as well. However, one glance at old costumes and you'll see that even the simplest designs could cause inspired nightmares. Even today, costumes are often well thought out, planned months in advance, with Halloween costume party dates etched in calendars, while summer still shines bright. No longer for dark bonfire harvest celebrations. Costumes take mortals from ordinary people to demons, horror movie villains, children's movie characters, and television stars with a flick of a wrist. So what are your thoughts about why we dress up for Halloween? Please feel free to comment your thoughts below. I would like to thank you for joining me here today on my channel, Enlightenment in the Darkness. Please like and subscribe to my content. Many blessings to the rest of your day.